September 17, 2024, around 3:30 p.m. Fear spread in Lebanon when thousands of pager devices exploded simultaneously with a loud blast. These pager devices were used by Hezbollah members to communicate with each other. Some were in markets, some at home, and others attending gatherings at the time. Hezbollah members reported that they received a message on their pagers, and soon after, all devices that were on at the time exploded loudly. So far, 12 people, including some children, have lost their lives in this incident, while more than 3,000 people in various areas have been severely injured. The blasts occurred in Lebanon, but the echoes were heard globally, making headlines worldwide. An emergency was declared in Lebanon. Chaos ensued everywhere, the sound of ambulances filled the air, and hospitals were so overwhelmed with the injured that there weren't even enough chairs, let alone beds, for the wounded. Just as the situation seemed to be stabilizing, on the following day, September 18, 2024, Hezbollah's handheld radio sets also exploded simultaneously. More than 3,000 devices were destroyed. Hezbollah blamed their biggest enemy, Israel, for the incident. But the question remained, how was all of this even possible? Explanation of pager devices. Welcome once again to Fusion Arc Videos, dear viewers. Pager devices work through a wireless communication system. They do not use any type of SIM card or mobile network. They can only receive text messages via radio signals, and they do not have the function to receive calls or audio messages. Hezbollah's group was initially dependent on cell phones, but they feared that Israel, with whom they had been at war for several months, could hack their cell phones and track their location. That's why they decided to ban mobile phones and instead opted for the simplest and most secure device, pagers, which they believed were out of Israel's intelligence agency Mossad's reach. When important updates were announced in the group, they would be received by everyone simultaneously. All the pagers were connected to a pager network. When a message was sent, it first reached the pager network and then transmitted to all the connected pagers. When the signal reached the pager, it checked the signal against its unique identification code. If the signal matched, only then would the pager accept the message. So far, reports suggest that more than 3,000 pagers have exploded, most of them near the Israel-Lebanon border in southern Lebanon. While thousands of Hezbollah members were injured in this attack, Iran's ambassador Mustafa claims that Israeli intelligence agency Mossad was behind the attack. However, Israel has not yet given its official stance on the pager blasts. Details about the pagers. Upon examining one of the exploded pagers, it was found that the name of a Taiwan-based company called Gold Apollo was written on the back. But Gold Apollo claimed that they had not manufactured the devices. Instead, they had granted permission to a company named BAC to use their brand name. If this attack was executed at the production level, meaning an explosive system was installed while manufacturing the devices, then it suggests that the planning had been in the works for quite some time. Gold Apollo stated that they had ordered around 5,000 pagers that arrived in Lebanon at the start of 2024. According to Gold Apollo's founder, Su Ching Kwang, the pagers that exploded were not manufactured in Taiwan but were produced by BAC, a Hungarian firm. Initially, they refused to disclose the company's location, but understanding the seriousness of the situation, they later revealed that the company was based in Budapest, Hungary. The pagers in question were the 924 model, which, according to Gold Apollo, was manufactured by the Hungarian firm BAC. The design, functions, and sale were all handled by this firm, with only the Gold Apollo brand name being used. Gold Apollo's founder mentioned that the company had been their partner for about 3 years. However, one thing that puzzled him was that although the company was Hungarian, their payments came from the Middle East. Investigation into BAC. When DW News visited the registered office address of BAC, they found it was a small house with an A4 paper pasted outside. The paper had the names of several companies, including BAC Consulting. The people inside the building had no knowledge of the company. It's now suspected that this might be a shell company, one that exists solely for illegal activities or to cover up other operations. Upon investigating the company's financial records, it was found that BAC recently declared a profit of 18 million Hungarian forints, which amounts to approximately $5,700. When the pager blasts wreaked havoc in Lebanon, BAC's website was operational, but shortly after, it began showing errors as if access had been deliberately restricted. Official records listed BAC's CEO as a woman named Christina Barsani Arsha Kono, who had been with the company since 2016, while the company's owner was also listed as Barsani Arsha Kono. Judging by their names, it seems they might be husband and wife. Several calls were made to both individuals, but none were answered. NBC News reported that they managed to speak to Christina over the phone, who claimed that she worked with Gold Apollo only as a commission agent, meaning she didn't manufacture the pages herself. When this issue surfaced, the Hungarian government also intervened. Their spokesperson tweeted on X, formerly Twitter, that BAC had no manufacturing facility in Hungary. Due to BAC's non-responsive attitude, many now believe that some tampering was done to the pages either before delivery to Hezbollah or during their manufacturing. It's possible that the BAC company might not be directly involved in the pager attacks, as they didn't take measures to close their website beforehand or disappear to avoid allegations. Explosive evidence. Experts believe that around 810 grams of explosives were hidden inside the pages, along with an electronic chip that triggered the explosion. This chip was likely activated by sending a specific code to the pager, causing the explosive to detonate. The question now arises, since Hezbollah's pager network was private, meaning only the admin of the network or someone with a registered device could send messages, who sent that specific code number to the private network. There are three possibilities. Either there's a mole inside Hezbollah's group, Mossad hacked into the private radio frequency network, or a mobile network connection was secretly installed inside the pages, allowing the detonation through an SMS or call. Continued translation, walkie-talkie blasts. After the pager explosions, the very next day, some of Hezbollah's walkie-talkie radio sets also exploded in a similar manner. One of the walkie-talkies exploded during a funeral for a member who had died in the previous day's blast. Pictures of the destroyed walkie-talkie sets revealed that they were manufactured by ICOM, a Japanese company. However, ICOM stated that they had stopped producing the particular model, the IV-82, back in 2014. Hezbollah had bought these walkie-talkie sets only about 5 months ago, around the same time the pager devices arrived in Lebanon. The Lebanese security forces claim that Israel's Mossad agency, which is known for conducting intricate operations in other countries, could have planted explosives in the pages and walkie-talkies months in advance, only to detonate them later at the right time. It's worth noting that Mossad has been accused of conducting secretive operations in the past. In 2010, Mossad launched a computer worm called Stuxnet, which targeted Iran's nuclear program. Israel is also linked to the US in this attack. In 2007, during Operation Orchard, Israel hacked into Syria's air defense system so that Syrian radar systems wouldn't detect Israeli fighter jets. New warfare techniques. This pager attack in Lebanon is being considered an unprecedented event in history. No similar incidents have been recorded before. This incident has sparked a global debate. If this could be done with pages or walkie-talkies, are our mobile phones safe from similar attacks? Wars have happened before and will continue to happen, but a new method of warfare has now been discovered, and it seems difficult to safeguard against. What are your thoughts on this matter? Let me know in the comment section below. See you in the next amazing video.